Everybody else get the countdown?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. Welcome to the Saturday Night Sleepover Season 3 live party. This is my first time ever doing this, so I don't know what I'm doing, and hopefully the live stream to YouTube is working. Let me check on it. Everybody start talking about your day.
Oh.
You go first, Casey.
I made a mouse. Since we're on video, you guys can see this horrifying thing. So,
What is that?
our friend Ruth is a lactation consultant, and so we have a breastfeeding class tomorrow, and I made her breasts for everything. And so she's like, "Could you make me a mouth?" And so I made this horrifying monstrosity.
Oh my god,
my
that
gosh.
is the creepiest, awesomest thing ever.
So scary looking. But I can see how it's a very effective teaching tool for breast as someone who's breastfed multiple children.
Yeah, we're gonna give the baby a
see where
tongue tie. We're gonna
Yeah.
give the baby a tongue tie we can pull out, because I made her one of the breasts I made her. You can actually change how the nipple is in it. So this is my life, guys.
But that's
love
so
your
great
life.
because that's all stuff I did not know until I was trying to feed a baby, and I was like, how does this even go there?
This is my head.
They're
That's
like,
my-
shove it in there. Just shove it in.
Just shove it.
I'm not sure that's how it works.
It's not. It's not.
Casey and Ruth and I all used to go to a farmer's market as vendors together, and Ruth would bring her she has knitted boobs that she would lay out on the table, and it's in conservative Utah that we did this, and so everybody's walking by and be like, hey, I would pick the most BYU looking dude, and I'd be like, hey, I bet you didn't guess that you'd see a pair of boobs today.
It was beautiful.
And everybody did not know what to say, and they would just walk up and be so uncomfortable, be like, oh yeah, okay, I saw my wife's.
Okay, good for you.
It was awesome.
Oh, I thought it was awesome. What is that mouth made of, though? I can't quite tell from the video. Is it
It's
fabric?
yarn. No, it's yarn. I crocheted it.
Oh, okay.
It's
okay.
crocheted?
That's amazing.
I knit better. Well, I like knitting more than crocheting, but crocheting is faster. So
Yeah.
it's you can kind of.
I see it now. Yeah, especially for something 3-dimensional like that. The knitting takes too much math.
Yeah. The breasts that I make are knitted, but this was just. I can knock it out today.
Ask her how long it took her to make it.
How long
How long?
did it take you?
An hour and a half.
You're amazing.
She is. It's shocking how good she is at that. She could have an Etsy shop if she wanted to.
That's no fun.
If you want a carpal tunnel.
She already has carpal tunnel.
Carpal tunnel, it's fine.
But then you'd be having carpal tunnel for other people, not just for your own stuff.
Yeah,
That's why
Yeah.
I'm a crafty person too. And I'm I'll make stuff for myself. I don't need to sell it to other people.
there was a post one time. They're like, I make a lot of things, but it's just like having sex. You can't pay me enough to make you things. I love you. It's free. Otherwise, no.
Otherwise, no thanks.
No thanks.
Yeah.
That's
such a good
awesome.
way to think about it.
Yeah.
Well, you just got here, Rachel. Let's hear about your day.
My day. My kids had no school today, so
Ooh.
it was just I don't know. I picked up some kids for a play date, took kids home, ended up getting haircuts for some of them. I've got a daughter growing out a pixie cut. Have any of you ever grown out a pixie cut?
Not brave enough.
Casey?
Oh yeah, Casey shaved her
even
head
cut my
3
hair.
times.
Oh, okay. And Caitlin, you're beautiful.
Yeah, I'm I just don't ever cut it.
I've never gotten that short because I have really thin, fine hair, so I feel like it would not look good because you have to have some volume, and I just don't. And that's okay, but I don't think a pixie cut would be good. So my daughter wanted a pixie cut about a year ago, and then she got tired of having to go get it trimmed all the time. And so now she's trying to grow it out. And it's finally at like a bob instead of the awkward. She kind of had. Have you guys seen the Brady Bunch when not Marcia, the mom, and I can never remember her name, but she has that like long part that flips out like this with the. That was what my daughter's hair was until her haircut today. Was this like tail thing? But now it's a cute little bob. So anyway, and then it was more hectic of a day than I thought. I was like, no one has school. I'm just gonna be lazy, but it was not.
There were a lot of things on the list.
There
sounds
were a lot
like
of things, and I even had like neighbors at my house randomly, which doesn't always happen. We are good friends with a lot of our neighbors, but people were in my house until like 10 minutes ago.
Oh,
and I was like, I have to record this podcast. It was late enough. Why are you in my house?
Well, I'm glad we moved it later then.
Yeah.
that worked out.
Yeah.
I had a busy day. I worked all day, and then I went to a community yoga class, and then I went to a birthday party, and I didn't eat my cupcake yet, but I want to show it to you guys.
Oh my gosh!
So cute.
That is adorable.
It's almost too cute to eat, but it does kind of look pretty phallic to me.
Is it mushrooms?
It's a mushroom.
It's a strawberry marshmallow.
Strawberry with marshmallows. But it does look like a little mushroom. It's so cute. But you're right. It also is phallic. It's both. The green really helps, though, because, it's grass.
If there was skin that color, it would be bad.
I would not be around that. I would not be that close.
You couldn't pay me enough.
I wonder, like, what party were you at?
My friend's birthday party.
My best friend threw me a dirty 30, and she had lingerie on the ceiling and baskets full of sex toys, and she made me a stripper Ken Barbie. So,
okay.
I might be able to show you guys since it's video. I talked about it with Charlie once, but my sister had a dirty 30, and she made a vagina fruit tray.
Yeah,
because she has an oval platter. And I'll see if I can find a.
Was it like mango?
You sent me the picture, so maybe look in in my messages first.
That's what I'm gonna do because that'll be faster.
It's definitely worth seeing.
It was thinly sliced cantaloupe. Here we go.
I had a bachelorette party. Oh yeah,
it's amazing.
Reflections. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was cool.
I think Casey needs to have that at all of her socials.
Yes.
Immediately.
Oval serving platter, and then you can just
go to town.
Is your oyster.
Oh man, that's so good.
Video might be dangerous.
I know. And well, I was telling, I think it was Casey or Caitlin, we were talking about it and they were like, there's going to be video and it's going to be live. And I was like, yeah, but we don't really edit anyway. So it's basically the same thing.
I put some makeup on, but like this much.
I have eyebrows on.
Like I just took out some dark circles. Oh, and I brushed my hair.
I usually have no bra on.
Yeah, kept my bra on.
Be illegal.
Yeah. I wish, but alas, they are not.
Alas.
But it is sweatshirt season, and I feel like they're optional.
Sometimes I can get away with it with a sweatshirt. But I found some really comfortable bras recently. That's what I wear all the time.
Where did you find them?
The company's called Evelyn and Bobby, and it's like a woman-owned. Yeah. What? Yeah, Casey knows. Yes,
I know.
Yeah, they're amazing. It's a woman-owned, woman-designed brand, so they're all underwire free, but it's a really cool weave of the fabric and the spandex. So they have a huge size range. I'm technically like out of the cup size range for some of their stuff, but it still works. And you can kind of manipulate it, like stretch it where you need it to go. And anyway, they're comfy and it's all I wear. And they don't have, I'm having a baby in May. They don't have nursing bras yet, but I emailed them and was like, I heard you're designing one. When's it coming out? And they said next year. So
Oh, boo.
I need to find some kind of nursing bra I can live with until that one comes out because these are
I
just
bet
so
you
comfy.
Casey knows the answer to that.
I will ask Stephanie tomorrow. My client's coming up and she's been looking for them and asked for recommendations from people. So I will ask.
I've nursed, this will be my 4th baby that I've nursed, and I'm well endowed. So I have gone on the journey. There's a company in Seattle called Decent Exposures that makes bras that are, it's like they take your measurements and they'll make it for you. It's the most grandma looking bra you've ever seen.
But
it's supportive. It's like, I don't know. It's and you can get nursing hooks put in, and you can do anyway. So I'll probably just order another one of those, but they're not as comfortable as these because you can pick your fabric. There's like cotton or spandexy stuff or whatever, but this, whatever the Evelyn and Bobby stuff is, just, it's very comfy. Yeah. Anyway, bras.
How was the birthday party, Caitlin?
It was fun. There was a baby there.
Aww.
I love making
You got
babies
a puppy.
smile.
I just
did
remembered
get a
that.
puppy.
Tell us about your puppy.
I know. I was listening to our last podcast and I mentioned wanting a puppy, and I was like, I got a puppy.
You did it.
Yes. So I followed this animal shelter page and was looking at pictures come up on Facebook, and I saw a picture, and I showed it to my husband. I was like, go get this dog for me. She's real cute. And he was like, okay, I'll go get it today. And I had to go to work, and he goes to the animal shelter, and he walks up to the desk, and he's like, I'm here to adopt Sally. And they're like, oh, so you've played with her before? And he's like, no, I just want to take her home. And they're like, you don't want to meet her first? And he's like, no, I want to adopt her. Like,
I saw the picture. I'm good.
yeah, that's the one I want. And my wife told me to bring this one home. You know?
Aww.
But she's so sweet. So she's 6 months old, and apparently it's like an older couple had adopted her before us, and they kept her for 2 weeks. And I don't know if they just decided that having a 6-month-old puppy wasn't a good idea, you know. But they brought her back, and then we got her, and I was just she seemed grateful, like, oh, is this, and like almost unsure, like, are you gonna keep me? Are you gonna bring me back? You know, like, is this legit?
So sad.
You know. But now she's like super, oh my God, I have a family, I have boys, I have big yard to run around in and chickens to bark at. Like, she's very, very happy. And she sheds a lot, but that's okay. Like, you can shed wherever you want.
Do you know what
That's
type of dog she is? Or do you have a guess?
I have a guess that she has a cur in her because she's got like the ears that like poke up and flop. And so we said like cur. She almost looks like Wishbone, if you know what what Wishbone looks like. Yeah, she kind of looks like
we were
that.
born in the 90s. Of course we know.
Yeah, I think that was part of. I was like, I kind of like that one. You go on adventures.
So cute.
But yeah, she's good, and I brought her to the shop a couple days, and she did fine with that. She didn't like get crazy with people coming in. The first person that came in, she was like, what? People can just walk in here? You know? You're cool
that's how it goes.
Like, yeah. So I think that she will get used to the idea, and just working on, like, you know, not jumping up on people and getting too excited.
Is she already potty trained?
Yeah, that's the best part. I'm like, this is
good.
the way to do it. Just get a dog that understands the drill. You know, like, I babysat somebody's puppy once, and we were like, oh, I'm not ready for a puppy. Like, this is hard. You know, they chew on everything, and it was very difficult. But 6 months old, would recommend.
Nice.
That's good to know.
We had talked about getting like an old dog because, you know, that was our background, was like having old dogs. We're like, let's just do it again, you know, give it a couple of years and a good time. But then we're like, no, we should have a dog that, you know, our kids can grow up with and like actually have a dog. Because our old dogs, they weren't really dogs. They were more like cats, I would say. Not like playful and so the kids really haven't had a dog, like they're like, wow, this is awesome. You throw the ball, she catches it and brings it back. Like, this is cool, So yeah. And and the best part was the adoption place is Best Friends. It's totally free.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I was like, what? You don't even want like $50? Sometimes, they're like, it's a adoption fee. And, I was like, all right. So I was like, this fits right in line.
That's awesome.
We share the same values.
Yes. Free? Sign me up. I'll take 10. No.
Yeah, Best Friends, their their flagship place is like nearby where Casey lives, where I used to live.
Yeah, you can actually drive through. It's really cool. You can drive through. They've got like all of their barns and stables and stuff open, and then they have an animal cemetery. But yeah, you can it's huge. It's like 30-something acres, maybe more. Like, it's gigantic.
It's really cool. It's like a big old ranch in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Where they used to film John Wayne movies.
Yep. Right outside Kanab. Yeah. It's really cool. We actually just did it. This last year. Maybe it was last summer. But it's really cool.
They also will go and prepay a bunch of vets spay and neuter fees in the area too.
Yeah, she came spayed. She's got a cool tattoo. I was like, all right. She's cooler than me. I saw something on the internet that some guy got the same tattoo that his dog had, and it was like the male symbol crossed out, and apparently it means neutered, and he got the tattoo. I was like, oops.
Just wanted to match my dog.
Yeah.
I feel like that's almost worse than the bad Chinese characters,
oh no,
where people get something they don't know in another language,
and it's upside down.
Yeah. My husband has a Chinese symbol on his back, and when the kids were little, you'd ask them what it was, and they'd say "poo poo." It looked like a
That's funny.
This is why you don't get a tattoo when you're a teenager.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
I am currently peer pressuring Casey to get a very specific tattoo.
Okay, where do you want it? So if you're gonna tell me what I'm getting, you have to pick.
Well, I kind of need your consent.
No. I would need some money, though.
Are you also funding this tattoo?
You want it in color. I don't have any. Well, I have one in color, but the rest are all black.
I want her to get her favorite herbs tattooed on.
Oh, that'd be cute.
That would be really cool.
Bouquet. That'd be cute. I like dainty tattoos.
Mine are all fine line. Where's the other one? Oh, there it is. Somehow.
Yeah.
I saw some of them in your Instagram posts. I was like, those.
Yeah, they're on my arms.
Yeah.
That's cool. I don't have any tattoos.
Me either.
They're awesome.
Either.
I highly recommend.
I have commitment issues.
My mom has a few, and she kept telling me, the first one she wanted, she's like, I wanted it done with white ink, and I couldn't find anyone who would do it with the white ink, because they were just like, it's gonna look bad later. She's like, I don't care what it looks like later. I just want it like this now. Anyway, she eventually.
So did she get it? Oh, she actually did get white ink.
I'm trying to remember. I feel like it's bluish.
Oh,
maybe that's the color it turned. I don't know much about tattoos.
I have a friend who got
just
red ink, and it disappeared.
What?
Just because apparently not everybody can. Her body just metabolized it.
Yeah,
she's like,
my
she
yellow
posts pictures every year. She's like, oh look, the tattoo that I don't have anymore.
That's so fascinating.
Yeah.
My yellow is gone, and almost my blue. But yeah.
Yeah, I know they fade, but
yeah, this one's older. It needs to be touched up, but
yeah.
Tattoos cost money.
I'm scared of the pain and also the cost.
Honestly, the pain isn't that bad.
I'd
don't
probably
like
end up
needles.
with like a whole sleeve and be like go full tattoo. I don't want to like open Medusa's or no, what is it called?
Pandora's
the can of
box?
worms. Yeah,
Pandora's
Pandora's
box.
box. She's got snakes, guys. But yeah, that would be. I tried to go get a tattoo once when I was 18. I went to a tattoo parlor, and the lady told me that the idea that I had wasn't a good one, and I should go get a painting and put it on my wall instead.
What?
And that I didn't really want a tattoo, and I was so mad. I was so mad. I was like, "What do you mean? I don't want like." She was like
Huh.
telling me not to get the tattoo,
She's
and then
gatekeeping.
yeah, and then I was like, I didn't get the tattoo. I was like, all right, I guess I'm not gonna get it. But I still think about her, and I'm like, she probably did do me a favor, like, like I should.
Well, now I must know the idea.
Yeah, what was it?
You and thanks. It was like these. It was like it was a painting, and that's what she was trying to communicate to me, that like
Oh.
painting isn't a tattoo. It's not gonna look how you want it to look,
It'll
and
be
I was like,
different.
just put the painting on my skin, like magic, like I've seen it on TV.
Oh.
But it was like water with fish and like birds. It was cool. It was a cool painting. I should have gotten a poster, but I was too mad. I was like, fuck that painting.
She gatekeeped my tattoo. Now I hate it.
Yeah,
Never look at that painting again.
Or maybe she realized like it would cost $3,000 to do what I wanted, and I didn't have $3,000. Like
Or it
Probably
was
so.
like way
yeah.
too more of a commitment than you realized. Because
Yeah,
that's like a
yeah.
multi-session.
That was not
Lots
like
of
a come in
your
and get a
life.
sleeve for your first tattoo.
You should not start with that.
I would love to get the fake tattoos that are like sleeves that you
Oh,
can like
yeah.
put the whole sheet on. I would totally rock that for like a day.
My sister has like a kit where it's like a pen, like a fake tattoo pen where you draw your own, and so she and her husband will like give themselves fake tattoos. Yeah, it's very cute. Her kids like them too, so it's fun.
Yeah, mine use those in color, my tattoos.
Like
Aw.
like
Oh,
a
the
coloring
coloring
book. That's cute.
Yeah.
That actually is pretty cute.
So I know we all watched that commercial with the Super Bowl gals, the dancers,
The cheerleaders.
Oh,
the cheerleaders.
Oh yeah, let's
the
talk about it.
cheerleading.
Okay, so
I've been thinking about
Angela suggested a topic. I almost forgot about this. She sent us
I
all
haven't forgotten.
a TikTok. You seem the most burned up about it. Why don't I let you explain it, Rachel?
Okay. Well, it's just something I never knew before. So basically, it was a TikTok of someone explaining like a marketing fail of NFL cheerleaders, because they posted this TikTok that was supposed to be like, look, our cheerleaders are so multidimensional. They have so many interests. They do all these cool jobs. But then people were just commenting, wait, you have to have a full-time job when you're an NFL cheerleader? I thought their job was being the cheerleader for the team. And then Casey told me that they make like no money, and I got really I don't know if you guys just want me to like be angry, but
Casey, spew your facts.
yeah, what were the facts, Casey? Yeah, you have researched this.
So this is also just another one of those moments where I would crush it on Jeopardy. So I actually learned about this a few years ago, and my dad and I got really mad about it together because, and my mom was like, well, they chose it. And I was like, well, you just shut your damn mouth. So, okay.
I mean,
so like the whole thing is crazy. So I want to say 2019. Oh, yes, it was before COVID. 4 of the main teams, one of them was the Cincinnati Bengals. I want to say the Bears. I can't remember the other 2, but the cheerleaders actually sued the team for income fraud, and because they weren't getting paid anything, because they were getting paid $150 per event. So
an event means a whole game, right?
Whole game, yeah.
Those are long.
And the post game, like the entire day, is $150. Okay,
That's like a 15-hour day, so they're getting paid Not enough.
$10 an hour.
You don't get paid for practices, and you have to live within a certain distance of the stadium, and also you have to cover your own travel when you go to away games.
Are you joking?
No.
This is worse than the tiny little snippet you put in the text.
Yeah, like most NFL team cheerleaders are paid like nothing, and then you have the world famous Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Okay,
Yeah.
so everybody, even if you don't follow football, you know the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. They have to live within a certain distance of Dallas. They are not allowed to have another job because they do a lot more events because Dallas does a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like Texas is big.
Yeah.
So they do a lot of things, but they get paid between $15 and $20 an hour. And that's only when they're at events. They don't get paid when they're not doing it.
That's still not a living wage.
Not in Dallas, it isn't. So, and then I don't know if Dallas changed it, especially after the lawsuit. They weren't sued, but it kind of scared a lot of people. But then you weren't allowed to have another job as a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. So,
Yeah.
like most of them live with roommates.
What about today when like they can get famous on Instagram and make money off of brand deals and stuff?
That helps, yeah. But most of them don't. Most cheerleaders don't. Just because they don't have anything else. They're not the ones that people look for.
But like, would they consider that be an extra job?
I don't
That
know.
would be an extra job. I mean,
It would
that would
technically.
yeah.
It is a full-time job. It is a lot to be making
Yeah.
money
I
off
think it's
brand
messed up
deals.
they're not paid for practice.
Mhm.
Like it should be like anytime you're there. I mean, I understand like not like whenever you're like practicing at home, that's different. Like when you're trying to get your routine down. I think that it's a shame, but it's almost like they're like, "Oh, you're getting paid in experience. You get to tell everybody you're a cheerleader."
And see,
You know?
this is the thing. They are elite athletes.
Yes.
It's hard work.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't make as much as male athletes, which is the way it is across the board. Like women's soccer, WNBA, anything that's a women's sport, they don't make as much money because the franchise is not as big as like the NFL or the NBA or the...
Women's soccer actually is being paid the exact same as men's soccer now.
Oh, they are. That's great. See, this is good.
Go
But
soccer.
But
cheerleading is hard and it's not
Yeah.
respected. And so my thing is, it's women are objectified for our bodies, and these women, it's like, okay, this all came together for me today. I will try to explain what I'm thinking. They're being paid a tiny bit, but everyone is like looking at them and consuming their appearance, and they have to look a certain way. And it's almost like the reward is that like you're really attractive and everyone likes you. And it's really similar. So this other podcast I listened to, I wasn't super immersed in like Playboy Mansion culture when I was like a younger kid, but it was a big thing. They had the Girls Next Door show, and now like Holly Madison and Crystal Hefner have memoirs that they've released where they're like, we didn't get paid to be on that show. We didn't get paid to live in this nasty mansion and sleep with this nasty man. We just got, like, he gave us money so we could get our hair done and look nice. And it's the same thing. Like, you're expected to, like, look a certain way, perform a certain way, have your image available to be consumed by the male gaze, but you're not making any money off of it. Like, and that's, like, their talent isn't being respected. Like, one of my mottos that I like live by is my body is an instrument, not an ornament. I'm here to do stuff and to do cool things and not to like look any certain way. Like it doesn't matter what I look like while I'm doing it. And cheerleading, they do a lot of really cool things, and that's not what people, it's just not respected. It's not seen as a real sport. They're not seen as real athletes. But it's hard. Charlie was a cheerleader.
Yeah,
You know.
it is hard. Well, it's the same thing about I came across paths with Miss Arkansas, and I talked to her and I thought she was really cool. So I followed her on Instagram, and she recently went to Miss America, and she posted about how you are a certain percentage more likely to have a child be drafted into the NFL than you are to have a child be in the Miss America competition. And then she made it to top 10. So like the statistics just narrow even more. So it's like thinking about that. It's like it's the same vein of like people think of beauty pageants as being like
Like vapid.
just smile and wave and look pretty and wear a swimsuit. But like she actually has like a whole platform where she's like she doesn't have a job and like the Miss USA or Miss Arkansas organization pays for her to go around and do the work that she's trying to do, which is like she's working on like heart and like health accessibility for health. And so I'm like, why are we not talking about how she's like working on health accessibility instead of like just talking about how beauty queens are seen as like empty, pretty faces.
Yeah. Because there's a lot more that goes into that. And I think the girl who won Miss USA, she's like an Air Force pilot. Is that right? I was reading about her, which is so cool. And like, she does so much more than just say nice answers and look pretty on stage. It's just unfortunate that has to be, I don't know. It's part of the whole system. It's, again, like Casey, like you're saying, your mom's like, the cheerleaders chose this. Like, they chose it in a way, but they didn't choose the system that they are having to work with it.
Yeah, because if they say no, I'm not going to do that, someone else is just going to go and do it. You know, then they lose their chance.
Someone else. Yeah.
There's no cheerleaders union.
Right. Yeah.
Well, cheerleading technically isn't a sport.
Really?
So
Right.
in the laws, cheerleading is not considered a sport, and so it doesn't have to follow the same safety and like pay guidelines as other sports because it is not a sport.
It's not actually a sport.
Hobby. Because under like the laws, it is not actually a sport. And so they can do whatever the freak they want with them. And like, which is why like the safety stuff is so low because they don't have to do anything else. It's gross. Like,
did you guys watch that documentary on Netflix, the cheer one?
Mm-mm.
It's pretty good. It follows this like junior college that has won the cheer competition for like 20 years or something ridiculous. That's probably an exaggeration, but it's a lot of years. They've been back-to-back winners of like the highest honor they can win. And so it like follows their journey, and there's like 2 seasons of it. And they got there's like kids that have been on Instagram being cheerleaders on Instagram since they were 2, but now they're college cheerleaders.
oh, that hurts my head. No.
Yeah.
No, it hasn't been around that long.
I don't like when people remind me how old Instagram is.
Okay,
I'm like, no,
maybe
that's
they were like
MySpace.
6.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, no, it makes sense. Like,
Is Instagram gonna be like? Cause I Facebook has like a connotation for being for like old people, and Instagram is like the millennials. Are the little kids, the ones that
TikTok.
are coming up? They're TikTok,
Snapchat.
Snapchat and TikTok.
Snapchat. Every single one of my kids' friends are on Snapchat. They don't text each other. They use Snapchat.
How do parents monitor that though? Like that's
Don't.
they just
Can't. I
like
don't.
You can't really monitor anything anyway.
You look.
Well,
at
don't
the
you
phone.
have like an almost grown child?
yeah.
Did he never have a Snapchat?
You don't have a Snapchat? No. I might be a helicopter parent. I don't. He doesn't have Snapchat. He does have an Instagram, but it's on my phone too. So like, if he gets a message, I could read it. You know,
How old is your kid?
he'll be 17 next month. I know.
Casey has a very different style of parenting according to her face.
Is that like okay? So I'm willing to like.
I don't know,
open my
Caitlin.
mind
I'm
to
on your
things.
side on this, but like my husband's also the technology conspiracy theorist, so our kids aren't gonna get phones. So
Okay. See? Yeah, he has a phone. Yeah, he's a good kid. He like I trust him. Like I
Yeah.
don't like necessarily think that he would use it poorly. I just don't like that I can't monitor it. Like, and I do, and I want to like. ease him into social media. Like I don't want to just be like because when I experienced the internet as a young child, it was the Wild West. Like I was like, just have fun, like it was just whatever you want to do, you'll figure it out. I did not want my children to have that same like there's some crazy things out there.
Yeah.
But like I have like the parental lock, like to where he can't have like restricted stuff. I know that I don't have any like apps or whatever that, like they have like the Bloodhound or something. I don't remember no Watchdog. There's something like that that'll like
like
super
the
duper
yeah.
monitor things. But he just knows that if I wanted to, I could look at it and he couldn't say anything. Like he'd be like, all right, here you go. So, but I don't usually. I'm not like all up in his goodness. But I do have to I am glad that I read some stuff because I see some conversation with him and like a girl and she's giving him one word responses and he's like keep going and I'm like, you gotta catch the hint, bro. Like you're like she's being nice, like she's not like really interested in talking to you. If a girl's interested in talking to you, she'll talk to you, she'll like have she'll ask a question, so it's hard trying to like teach him how to communicate. I don't know. He's a sweet boy. It's scary. I'm like honestly petrified of having like him grow off into the world. I cry like daily because I'm constantly getting letters in the mail from not scholarships, but like colleges, like, hey, you've got a blah blah blah, and it's just like they're just trying to get our money,
It's marketing.
Like, I know, right? It's just like a thing, but it's scary. Like your kid's gonna go out in the world. I'm petrified. I'm not ready at all. How old are your kids, Casey?
Mine's almost 17.
Okay.
And then, she turned 17 in July.
That's not real.
Yes.
She's 14.
Midna is 11, and Link just turned 9 on Monday.
Aww.
Hey, my son's turning 9 next week.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
My middle one is 8. He'll be 9 in June. And then my little one is 6. He'll be 7 in May. So, yeah.
And if you guys heard me talk, like in a podcast, like the very first one, talked about my free-range parenting. So it's not a surprise that, like, my middle's phone was locked down for about 6 months. She spent almost $80 on an app. And so then everything was locked down until she paid me back. So
yeah.
The apps are all open now, but she still has to like ask to buy. But my kids get phones when they're 10. Like I work and my husband works, and like I work on call, so like I don't have set hours for things, and I like having access. Like, but they all have iPads. They get iPads when they're little, and you know, what I don't know. I loved having like the Wild West as the internet when I grew up. Like, my mom didn't understand what was happening, but a lot of my friends were on the internet. We moved for 2 years, so I had to have a way of keeping in contact with everybody. Yeah. So, and most of my friends are still on the internet. Hello.
Yeah, she has friends all over the world on the internet.
I can definitely relate to that because I was a young mom, obviously, so I didn't have any like peers that were in the same predicament, and so I've turned to the internet. I don't like it, you know, and that's where, you know, find mom groups, and you know, they're all over the country and everything. I didn't really make mom friends until I had my second baby, like real, you know.
Yeah.
Twitter
was my life. I hate what happened to Twitter. It makes me so mad, like 14 times a day. All of my friends that I still talk to all the time from after Glade was born are from Twitter. Like, that was how we found each other. Most of my like contacts in the birth world came because we all became this on Twitter. Like, yeah, he ruined it, and he will be getting a hate letter from me.
That's interesting. I've never used Twitter. I always was like, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't have anything to say.
I used it back in the day when it was new. Okay, so I had like Internet Wild West, but my parents knew what was going on. So I had to give them my passwords and usernames for any website I ever signed up for. And I don't think they ever used it for anything. And like if I was on MySpace, my mom had to be my friend. Or even do you guys remember Zanga? Did you ever have a Zanga?
Yes, yes. I'm
My
like
mom
scared
had to
that
be
that
my
still
friend on
exists.
Zanga. I like tried to find my old one a while ago and was like, I couldn't find it. But I was like, I don't know,
hope
it's
nobody
somewhere though.
digs this up. I imagine that it costs money to like host stuff, you know, and if you don't
Yeah.
use it after a while, they're gonna dump
Oh,
it. I
yeah.
I'm
hope.
gonna
That's what
just
I'm.
delete it. I'm
Yeah,
hoping,
just
but
delete.
I don't know. I've never tried like the Wayback Machine to like check, but I
Oh,
also
yeah.
don't remember my username. I don't know what the URL was. But yeah, so my parents were always like there, and so it was the idea of like, don't do anything that you wouldn't want your mom seeing you doing. And then I don't know. I used Twitter for a while, like forever ago, but I found myself spending way too much time on social media, and so in like 2016, I deleted everything. And then I ended up getting Instagram back, and I put myself on my husband's Facebook account because he was treating me like his social media secretary anyway. He'd be like, I got an email. Someone left a comment. Can you see what it is? And I'm like, dude, I'm just going to put my name on this. So we have one of those weird joint Facebook accounts because he just is never there. And so, and that's what I have now. And but I also have extreme like time limits. I've told Charlie on the podcast before because I just have no self-control and was wasting so much of my time and like didn't like it and I didn't feel good. So it's been good for me, but
Here's my hot take. I don't think that it's that we don't have self-control. I think it's that they put like addictive shit in there that you
Yes.
physically can't like take
Yes.
yourself away from. That's it. They're like,
yes,
you know,
because it's not, you're totally right. It's not all self-control. It's like they design it to keep you on because that's how they make their money.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not paying for a product, you are the product. You know, it's that's the way it goes.
My parents said that I couldn't have a MySpace, but then Facebook happened, and I decided to get a Facebook because they didn't know it existed. So
were you in college so you could like join
Yeah.
in the network thing? Yeah,
Yeah.
I did that too.
So when Facebook started, I was not in college, and so I couldn't join. And I was like,
Yeah.
what's so cool about this site that's for college kids? This is stupid. I'm sick of I'm on here with my hot or not, and you people can just do it.
I loved Hot or Not.
my friend got into so much trouble. Got both of us into so much trouble with Hot or Not, man.
Oh, it's so good. MySpace was the best. I miss MySpace.
I do miss MySpace. I do.
Honestly, they taught us how to code. Like,
Yeah.
that's so many of us know how to code now is because we were on MySpace and you had to know how to do it. I can build websites now because of MySpace. So thank you, MySpace.
I did that on Zanga.
Thanks, Tom.
I miss them all. I miss them. Found
Why?
dated people on MySpace. It was fine.
Why don't we know what Tom is doing anymore?
I don't know, but I think he's living his best life.
I forgot about Tom.
I wish Tom had an Instagram. Honestly, can we get him to sign a petition so that we can be his Instagram friend?
Wait,
I need him to come back like Steve did from Blue's Clues
Oh
with
my
like
God,
video.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing, but I need Tom to do that and be like, hey, you're still my number one friend. Like, I need Tom to come back.
We all need a Tom. Kids today will never know what it's like to have a number one friend, even if you don't know him.
He was there for all of us. Like,
so Charlie, you did eventually get a MySpace then?
No, I know. I just know about it because I existed in the early 2000s.
And you like probably saw your friends' pages and stuff.
Yeah, and I didn't get to have a top 8, but everybody else did.
So
That
much
was
drama in
hard.
the top 8.
Yeah.
there was so much drama, dude. You were out with your friends and they were out of your top 8, and then it was a big deal at school. That was
Or if you like were starting to date somebody
Oh, and
and
they
they would
like
like put you higher.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then you like maybe had an argument and they put you a little bit lower.
We should restart the top 8
Oh my
on
gosh.
Instagram with the highlights.
top
Oh my
8.
gosh. I'll just make all
I
my
never got
highlight
to have
bubbles.
one. I want one.
Charlie, you should just do it. Like just your highlight bubbles. It's just a picture. You're like,
1, 2, and my top 8.
yeah. Call it my top 8. Number 1, number 2, number 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
And you just like do it all one day, and people see your stories and be like, "What the?"
I'll do it first one. I'm starting a social media trend. Get on it or don't.
Millennials unite. We have nothing else. Like,
Do you want to be in my a question box? Who wants to be in my top 8?
Yeah. That would be
it'd be
awesome.
beautiful. Yeah.
I if you want to be in my top 8, send me a message.
Oh my gosh.
Are you guys old enough to have gone to internet cafes, or did you even have internet cafes?
Yeah, I've been to one once.
We did the
Yes.
library.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
They had one. It was cool. I feel like I played games on the computer. I don't really remember. But yeah.
So, I went to a queer meetup a couple months ago, and it's a bunch of very young late teens, early 20-year-olds. And I don't even remember how we got to talking about Counter-Strike. It was a video game that you played on the computer, and we got to talking about this, and I was like, man, I played that at the internet cafe. And this girl looks me straight in the eye, and she goes, oh, what kind of food did they serve there? I hear those were really cool. Please stop telling me I'm that old. They didn't sell food or anything. You just had like 30 computers in a room with a bunch of sweaty nerds. Like, like,
Oh my
no.
gosh.
Yeah. I
That's
didn't know
sad.
they had them in America. I wasn't here because we had internet when we moved back. But like, that was our life. It was awesome.
Have y'all heard of cat cafes where you can go and
Yes.
like
Yes,
have coffee with a kitty?
I have.
I would go
have
to
heard of
that.
those.
I don't have a cat, and I won't ever get one, but I would go to a cat cafe.
I like to pet other people's cats
Yeah.
if they let me.
I used to be a big cat lady, and then I met my husband, and I learned after I had like tried to introduce him to my cat multiple times, and was like, why doesn't he pet my cat? Maybe he just doesn't like animals. It turns out he has asthma and he's super allergic to cats too, so his throat
No.
kind of closes up. He just didn't want to tell me.
I'm allergic to cats too.
He's allergic to cats. Gotta get rid
Yeah,
of
he
him.
didn't want to tell me. And like this was we met at my parents' house. It's a weird story, but so when we were dating, I was like taking a break from college, living at home. He had a job and like an apartment and stuff, but he would come over to my parents' house. My parents have always had so many pets. Like we have 6 kids and more than that in animals at all times in the house. And so I'm now knowing him, like we don't have any animals because his allergies are so bad, but I'm like, how did you survive coming to my parents' house? And like, was I really that special? Like, that's great. Like, I'm glad you love me that much. Not that I don't think I'm special, but I'm like, how did you not die? And why did you keep coming?
One time, I was so I'm also allergic to cats, and one time Casey has a cat or 2 cats, and one time we were at a birth all night long, and the baby didn't come, so we were like, we got to go home and go to sleep because we're not really safe and you're not having a baby. And so we went to Casey's house and to all take a nap so that if she started progressing in labor, we could all go straight back to her house. And so I was like laying in the bed going to sleep, and then I like woke up from a deep nap, and I was just like, tears were just falling out of my eyes because the cat was so, like, my allergies had gotten so bad. And I just texted my husband. I was like, you gotta come get me. I need to take a shower.
Get the cat dander off.
You were like,
So I think that Casey just was asleep, and then she woke up and I was just gone. But I was like, I can't. The cat's too much. I'm sorry.
I completely forgot. We were so tired. I forgot that she can't be around cats, and I was like, we can just go back to my place, go to sleep. We shouldn't worry about it. And then she tapped me. Hey, I gotta go take a shower, and I was like, okay. Yeah.
Oh man.
I want to warn you guys, my phone just gave me an alert that I only have 10% battery left.
Oh, okay.
I didn't charge my phone today. But if I just cut off, that's why. So
Okay.
But we'll just go until we die.
Sounds good.
As in life.
Yes, exactly. That's my motto. Keep going.
I did a reference for a friend who asked me to be a reference for their job, and I didn't know that recently, and I said something pretty baller at the end. So my friend, I didn't know she'd put me down, but then I get a voicemail from this dude. He's like, your friend who used to be my boss is trying to be a crossing guard. And I was like, a crossing guard? Okay, cool. I mean, I'll give you the best review for a crossing guard ever. So the dude calls me up and he's like, what was your relationship with her? And well, I said, well, she used to be my supervisor at my previous position. And he was like, okay. And then he said, so how would you rate her as an employee? I said, she's the best employee you'll ever have. She's wonderful. I love her. She's super reliable. He's like, well, reliability is really important to me. I said, yeah, she'll be the most reliable person that you know, and quite frankly, she's way overqualified to be a crossing guard. So you're pretty lucky if you get to hire her. And he says, yeah, I've been looking at her resume. It's pretty impressive. And I was like, yeah, it is. She's way super overqualified, but yes, you should definitely hire her. And then he was like, okay. And then he said, well, I really need her to be reliable. I said, yeah, 100% reliable. Trust me, I employ people that it's important that it's reliable too. So I know what I'm saying when I say she's the best. And then he's like, okay. And he's like, anything else? And then I had the best exit line ever. I said, she's a 20 out of 10. You write that down.
You totally would.
So I think she got the job.
And a $10 raise.
Yeah. So that anytime anybody's a reference, I'm going to say that she's a 20 out of 10. You write that down.
You write that down.
I'll add you to my list.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, but that made me feel like a baller.
Yeah. Way to go.
Yeah.
I love when you come up with good lines. I don't know that I can think of any time I've actually ever done that in real life.
I just got to be in the right zone, I guess.
I'm actually surprised they called her references. You know what I mean?
For
did
a
they
crossing
look at
guard?
I know this amazing resume, and they're like, "This can't be real." You know,
Gotta be
they're
fake.
a pathological liar. Let's check into this.
So one of the things he said too is after I said she's overqualified to be a crossing guard, and then he says, well, yeah, another person who worked at that place said that too. I think you might know her, Kenzie. And I was like, yeah, Kenzie would say that too.
Yep.
And so then I called Kenzie afterwards. She said, well, I didn't say it as boldly as you did, but yeah, I kind of did say that.
2 references. How they take their crossing guards very seriously. I'm imagining this person is I don't know. I hope they're okay to work for. They take their job very seriously.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But yeah.
Body cams.
Oh my goodness. Crossing guard body cams. How would that be?
Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
Oh my goodness.
Do you guys watch Love is Blind?
Oh my gosh. Are you watching?
Wait, don't. I only watched the first half because our internet started wigging out. So I watched the first half of the first episode. But I feel like they did things backwards because I feel like I already know who's together.
They kind of showed it a little bit, which was weird. But honestly, the journey to get there is horrifying. Like,
Yeah.
there is one couple I like, and the rest of them, one of them, I think she's kill you in your sleep crazy. And then I got some serious issues with her. But I really like most of the men. They're so cute. Ken is my favorite. Oh, Love is Blind is the best show ever. It's like my guilty pleasure. I hate it.
What I don't like about the show is that they're all moderately nice looking.
Beautiful.
You know,
Beautiful.
so it's like when they sign up, it's not Love is Blind. It's don't worry, you'll get someone hot. You know, like just stick around if you like
Well, I feel like it has to be that way.
Yeah.
No,
They're gonna be hot. Don't worry about it.
Love is Blind with like ugly people. Like I want like
just average people. I've never seen it, so I don't know. It's one of those shows I like have on the back of my mind, like, oh yeah, I should watch that sometime. But I just never find time for TV anymore, and it's a little bit sad.
Season 1 is the best, I think.
It's so good.
that's the one that I watched. I like
It's been unable to be topped so far.
2 was pretty good, and then 3 had Bartice, and then 4 was bad, and 5 was a shake, and then last season was not great.
Yeah, last season had the guy singing a song he wrote, right? I saw clips of it, and I was like, this is weird.
It was real bad. And then this season is actually starting out pretty good. Actually, that's not true. It's just terrible. It's terrible. The drama in it this time is just absolutely insane. But the boys in their room, they're all so supportive of each other. Like, even if they're going after the same girl, they're like, dude, I'll be so happy for you. Like, look at you. And they're like making each other breakfast. And like, they are the cutest men I've ever seen in my life. They're all like snuggled up their blankets, taking naps. Like, they're so cute. And the women aren't catty this year, which has been really, really exciting.
So is it like the Great British Bake Off vibes in this season? Would you say? Are they nice to each other?
Not that nice, but you know, but that's just. But maybe the men are, because except for a couple, one of them, he's the worst person on the planet. But so they are just so cute, though. Like they just like are sitting on a couch, snuggled under blankets, talking about their women. Like even if it's the same.
So cute.
And they're just like, you know, I'd be really sad about it, but like I'd be so happy for you if you. I'm like it. It's killing me. They're just so cute. I love these men.
That's sweet.
Yeah. It's fine. The show is so
well,
good.
I can't wait to start it back up again. I'll have to figure out how to put the TV on my hotspot.
Yeah.
Or maybe Colton will eventually fix the Wi-Fi when you're not trying to start a podcast recording.
Yeah, we're streaming off my hotspot right now because I was like, no, cannot.
It's going great.
It's time to go.
Yeah.
Do we have any viewers on the YouTube?
I'm looking and
No comments
I don't
from the
think so.
peanut gallery. All right.
I haven't seen. I don't exactly know what I'm doing, so.
Here's your chance to ask your live questions if you can see this live.
It says I'm watching, so
Hold on.
yeah, there's no
I
one
can
else,
find
just
it.
me.
Oh.
Well, I
Casey,
figured
do you
it
have
would
any
be
questions?
easiest. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I'm glad that we did this because I wanted to figure it out when there was low pressure, and I felt like there was low pressure whenever I have all three of us, or all three of you, all four of us, like making it work. So I'm glad that everybody made time tonight, and it was crazy, but we finally made it here. And I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to post it. And yeah, anyway. So welcome to our first live stream. Maybe we'll do it again. Maybe we won't. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Hopefully the Wi-Fi will work next time, and next time I will be able to join faster because I have the right internet browser installed. So we're good.
Well, is there anything else anybody else wants to talk about before we go?
I don't think there was anything. I was trying to remember in our chat if there was anything. It was fun texting you guys during the Super Bowl. The Jason was very weird.
Yeah. Jason Momoa is singing. Yeah, we had I didn't know that we didn't plan it or anything, but we all just started texting about the Super Bowl. It was pretty great.
No, seriously, the Nickelodeon stream was the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
I've been seeing clips from it, and it did look good.
They never referred to Travis Kelce by his name. It was always Taylor Swift's boyfriend. Every time. It was beautiful. And Dora the Explorer was out there throwing shade at everybody. Like, they didn't have touchdowns for a really long time. So she came out and she's like, do you guys need a map?
We lost her.
You guys need a map to find the end zone? And I was like, oh, this is beautiful. They also did others, like when Travis threw his tantrums, they didn't show it. And when the players got hurt, they didn't show it. So it was way more kid friendly. And then they explained like all the flags on the plays and what exactly that meant and why play was stopped and why things were going on.
That's what I needed to watch because I don't understand football enough.
Yeah, it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. I really wanted to do it for all sports. So I don't know. I would watch. I don't think I could watch more hockey than I already do, but I would watch it with Smile. Like, there's a lot of hockey in my house, but yeah, it was rad.
That's awesome.
Well, it's been fun.
Yeah.
And we lost Caitlin, so I think that's our sign to go.
Yep.
We go until we die.
Yep.
Okay, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Talk to you later.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.